Ooh. All right. We're finally back. Back from the trip. I say trip deliberately, not holiday, because it wasn't a holiday. It was a trip. It would be a holiday if I was taking time off work, but I worked the whole time. And that's actually what this episode's going to be about. Not the holiday, not the trip. It's going to be about work. I've got my co-star today. He's not going to be real talkative, but he's in the video. If you're watching on YouTube, say hello to Buddy. Yes, I want to talk about just the value of hard work, basically. And this comes, I posted a thing on my Instagram the other day, just a little joke about people, powerlifters who make fun of equipment made in China. And I showed them that Eleiko plates are made in China because they are. And I remember having a conversation with someone a little while ago who wanted to line up a mentoring call and basically talk about, okay, how is this possible? And they were a little bit stunned when I'm like, it's just work over time. Like, that's it. That's all this has been. It's like, yeah, there's some smarts, there's some tactics along the way in terms of just like learning, but it's work. It's just working hard and reinvesting in the business. That's all it is. And so just like you'll hear any athlete, any person that's sort of popped up on your radar that's successful in however you define that, sometimes it looks like people have come out of nowhere. Like, think of powerlifting. You see someone who wins a competition, you're like, who is this person? Like, it's your right to have to know who this person was in their journey. And you think they've come out of nowhere, when in reality, they've got a very long journey that lay before them to get them to that point. It's just now that they've gotten to a point where there are more eyes on them, people see that. And it's much the same in business. It's much the same if you're a gym owner, if you're a coach. People won't necessarily see your journey. People will enter or become aware of you at different points in your journey. And essentially what I wanted to touch on, because a lot of people are seeing the success of ZeroW. A lot of people are seeing, okay, we've got 7 gyms, soon to be 8 gyms, soon to be 9 gyms. And they think it's come out of nowhere. And I mean, the expansion has been rapid. We went from 1 gym in 2020, or the start of 2020, to 7 or 8 gyms in 2024. So over the 12 years, most of the expansion has happened in this last 4 or 5 years. But that first sort of 10 years was the culmination of knowledge and experience that allowed me to make those steps and to move forward. And I want people to understand that, because when people see a gym full of really nice equipment, really new equipment, they assume it's not possible if the only thing that they've understood in their own business journey, in their own small gym journey, is that it isn't possible, that they haven't had enough money to buy that stuff. They think something else must be up. It can't just be hard work. It can't just be good marketing. It can't just be good sales, but it is. And so I'm here not to talk about me and to brag about me, but to say, I'm only in the position I am because of the work that I put in. And if I'm able to do it, someone without prior training in gym stuff, without prior training in coaching or anything like that, you can do it too. Because a lot of people have more skill than me in terms of understanding of business, in terms of the previous work experience they've had in the gym world. I didn't have any of that coming into owning a gym. I've had to learn that along the way. And if you are the same as me, as in you just jump straight into this thing, you're in a unique position where you're not sort of poisoned by the experience that you've had along the way. Now, experience is important. Don't take that the wrong way. What I mean by poisoned is in, like, if you believe something, you'll stay in that narrow viewpoint. It's harder to sort of think outside of the box and to see how it's harder to innovate is the simplest way that I can put it. And so what I want to do is just quickly walk through, I guess, a little bit about the evolution of ZeroW over the years. If you want a really in-depth view of this, we actually, on the main ZeroW podcast, you know, the 4 of us, if you go back to the 10-year anniversary episode, it's like 2 hours long. I went really in depth on all of this, but I didn't start with handouts. I want to make that part clear. This gym really did start from nothing. So it started in 2012. I was working as a community nutritionist. Essentially, the government changed and they were booting a lot of preventative health staff out. I had the option to either move away or do something else. And I chose to do something else. And I started with $5,000 in my bank account, a loan from my dad of $6,000. That's how I started the gym. I already had some equipment at home in my garage. I had a power rack and some plates and a barbell and some other little bits and pieces. I spent like that $11,000 on mostly just cheap equipment that I could fill up the gym with quickly. I bought some two cheap as bench presses, a bunch of plates. I bought a monolith and a couple of benches from overseas in a group order with some other people at the time, which made it significantly cheaper because our dollar was really strong back then. And I bought a car because I didn't have a car, so I bought a little Hyundai Getz that lived in the gym. That was like my car. That was my baby for a long time while I had the gym. People that have been around long enough remember the yellow Getz. It's the B double. I moved half the gym in that thing. Anyway, I started with very little, and my focus along the way was I wanted this to be an amazing gym. The only way I could do that was to not take the money out for myself, but put it back into the gym and continue to grow it. And so what you see now, like these schmick gyms with all brand new equipment, that is the result of 12 years of putting money back into the gym. It didn't happen overnight. The money that you see in the gym is the money that the gym has earned over a decade. I want to make that blindingly clear, because people think that this money has just come out of thin air. It's not how it works. It's about working hard. And the thing is, if you want something really bad, you're going to be willing to work for it. People say, get your dream job so you never have to work a day in your life. That's fucking bullshit. That's the complete opposite. If you love what you do, you'll shift hell on earth. You'll move heaven and earth to get what you want out of that thing. You'll work harder than you ever have worked. And I can speak for that. I look back over the last 12 years, and there are times where I've worked harder than ever. And I mean, a lot of when I look back, I think, fuck, I wish I worked harder. I wish I got here quicker. But at the same time, there are a lot of lessons you have to learn along the way. So not rushing things is really important. But for the first 6 years, most of the time I was working 2 jobs. When I opened the gym, I drove a forklift full time. I went to this we bottled water. I went to this water bottling plant every day, Monday to Friday at like 5 a.m. I worked there till 2:30 p.m. I got in my car, drove down to the gym, opened up at 3. And I did that for the first year and a bit of owning the gym. By that point, the gym was on its feet enough to basically pay its own rent, pay its own bills, and give me enough money to live, give me enough money. And from there, I was able to build it a little bit more until we had to move. When we moved locations, my rent tripled, and we lost a few members, and it was just a slow start. And so I went back to working for the government. I picked up a government contract, and I worked 2 jobs again for like 2 years. And at that time, I was blowing up as a coach as well. So I had over 150 clients to myself, plus the gym, plus a day job that I was working. It was like wake up at 4 a.m., start online coaching, go to work, go to the gym, go do gym stuff, either stay at the gym till about midnight doing online coaching or go home and do it at my kitchen table until I couldn't stay awake, then go to sleep, then do it again, and keep doing that and keep putting all that money back into the gym until the gym was self-sustaining to the point where I could stop doing that and then keep moving forward. And so again, I'm not saying all of this stuff to brag or to say, look at me and look how hard I've worked. Yeah, I've worked hard. Who cares? Anyone can work hard. We all have the same ability to work hard. What I'm saying is, if you're not where you want to be and you're looking at other people and they are where you want to be, don't put it down to, oh, they're lucky, they're different. No, most of the time it's just they're working harder than you are, or they're doing something better than you are. You're avoiding things that you suck at. You're not learning the things that you need to learn. You're avoiding the things that you have to do. That's normally all it comes down to. When I do business mentoring, most of my conversations are like, okay, what do you need to do better? Okay, you know what you need to do better. You know how to do it better. You're just not doing it. And that's all it comes down to. Just do it. Just work harder at it. Do the stuff that's uncomfortable. I think that's the big part of this myth. People think that if you're in a situation, if you're your own boss or you have your own business, that it's all fun, that it's not work. There's still parts of the job that fucking suck. There's still parts of the job that you're going to hate. No one loves sitting there and doing taxes. If they do, it's not gym owners, I can tell you that much. Like there's a whole bunch of this job that isn't fun. There's a whole bunch of fun stuff for sure, but it's just like any job. It's still work at the end of the day. And most people are going to choose to not work if they have the option. And so if you want more, you have to work harder. I want more gyms. I want to help more people. That's the end goal of all of this. I get to provide people with careers. I get to provide people with businesses through the name of Zero. I get to help hundreds of people find their love and their passion through lifting, through Zero. And so I want to work hard so I can continue to make those opportunities for people, because that's what I've found out through this process that I really love. And so the more I find out that about myself, the harder I want to work. And that's all it comes down to, is just work hard. It's kind of like a relationship, when you're in the honeymoon phase. The actions come, the feelings are already there, and the actions follow as a result. After that honeymoon period, when you get relaxed, you stop trying as hard. It's the same thing with work. You have to keep trying hard. You have to keep putting effort in. You have to do the things that aren't so natural anymore. You have to work hard at it. That's all it comes down to. Anyway, I'm going to shut up about that. Work harder. You'll get more of what you want. That's it. Goodbye.